The king of dancehall might be flexing on social media, but behind that yellow Lamborghini lies a story of corruption, fraud, and a dangerous game with the FBI. This isn't just about a car. It's about power, money laundering, and how far some will go to protect their secrets. Here is why Shatta Wale refused to snitch on Boahene, the embattled former Director General of the National Signals Bureau, in terms of the yellow Lamborghini, forcing him to reveal that he bought the yellow Lamborghini from the street, without also revealing who on the street he bought the Lamborghini from.
So you remember a few days ago, they arrested Shatta Wale. I hope you know this whole story, where it's coming from. And when they arrested him, they asked you, where do you got this Lamborghini from? And your man couldn't able to point or pinpoint who he got the Lamborghini from, like who he actually bought the Lamborghini from. So it kind of, he didn't want to tell us the truth that, okay, I got it from here, I got it from here. But we know why we are asking you. This is not a small thing. Let's go.
So many people are wondering if Shatta Wale is really that careless, not knowing who he bought the yellow Lamborghini from, after ranting on social media about being a third-party owner and dissociating himself from embattled former Director General of the National Signals Bureau, Boahene. Shatta Wale, in videos evidently on social media, made it known to Raymond Archer, economic and organized crime boss, that he bought the car for $150,000 and had all proper documentation to back his ownership. But when he was arrested and asked a couple of questions, he couldn't produce a single receipt to support his claim. In fact, below is the full press release by Economic and Organized Crime upon detaining Shatta Wale. Charles Ni Ama-Mensah, aka Shatta Wale, interrogated and granted bail. Charles Ni Ama-Mensah, also known as Shatta Wale, was invited by EOCO to assist in investigations surrounding a 2019 Lamborghini Urus, a car identified by the Federal Bureau of Investigation in the United States Justice Department as proceeds of a $4 million United States dollars crime involving one Nana Kwabena Amoah, a Ghanaian who is currently serving a jail term in the United States of America. The investigation forms part of a larger inquiry regarding possible co-conspirators in the $4 million United States dollars crime, which occurred in the United States, involving some Ghanaians and recoveries of the proceeds of the crime. Following requests from the Federal Bureau of Investigation and the United States Justice Department, EOCO began local investigations in respect of uncovering possible co-conspirators in Ghana. EOCO began looking for the vehicle until it was identified and seized in or around May this year in the possession of Charles Ni Ama-Mensah. On the 15th of August, 2025, a United States District Court of the Eastern District of Kentucky, Central Division of Lexington, in a criminal case of the United States of America versus Nana Kwabena Amoah, issued an order forfeiting substitute asset on the Lamborghini Urus in question, authorizing the United States government to take possession of the said vehicle in Ghana as restitution for the crime. On the 5th of August, 2025, following a public claim by Charles Ni Ama-Mensah that he purchased the car at a price of $150,000 United States dollars from an unidentified party, EOCO issued an invitation to Charles Ni Ama-Mensah to report on the 13th of August, 2025. The appointment was rescheduled for the 20th of August, 2025 at 10 o'clock in the morning to assist with investigations. Counsel for Charles Ni Ama-Mensah indicated to EOCO officers that they will report at 11 o'clock in the morning. EOCO readjusted its schedule to align with their time. Shortly before 11 o'clock, counsel for Niama called EOCO to claim that his client was not available and that he was busy. EOCO indicated to counsel that he and his client were expected to report as scheduled. Charles Ni Ama-Mensah arrived in the office around 3 o'clock in the afternoon and insisted that he was not going to cooperate until his counsel arrived, a right to which he is entitled and which was accorded him. EOCO investigators and Charles Ni Ama-Mensah waited from 11 o'clock in the morning until 5 o'clock in the evening before his counsel showed up. Incidentally, EOCO's closing time is 5 o'clock in the evening. Nevertheless, EOCO staff and the entire operational team chose to carry on with the interrogation, which ended around 9 o'clock in the evening. Officers eventually left the office around 11 o'clock at night. Niama was granted bail around 9 o'clock in the evening, shortly after interrogation ended. He was granted bail of 10 million Ghana cedis, with 2 sureties to be justified. Once the sureties are presented, hopefully this morning, Yoko will undertake surety inspection, which is a standard protocol, after which Charles Niama Mensah will leave custody. So far, Charles Niama Mensah has been unable to identify the person from whom he purchased the said Lamborghini Urus vehicle, except to say that he purchased it from the street and from someone possibly called Zach, who may have contacted him on WhatsApp, but whose identity he does not know and whose contact he has thrown away. So far, Charles Niama Mensah does not also possess any documentation in terms of receipt or transfer documents, which show that he owns or purchased the said vehicle, except a customs declaration document in his possession bearing the name of Nana Kwabena Amwa, who is currently in jail. As released by Economic and Organized Crime, Shatta Wale declined to reveal who he bought the yellow Lamborghini from, risking him getting linked directly to Nana Kwabena Amwa. This isn't ordinary. It forms part of a bigger cause of Cheston, a lesser disgrace over a bigger one. Now, here is the truth. Shatta Wale's expensive cars are all supplied to him by Boahene, not for purchase purposes, but on a rental basis, and also for washing it off purpose. So basically, Shatta Wale receives a subsidized amount on lease cars from Boahene, and then he flexes on his colleague musicians with it, calling them broke and lazy in the process, when in reality, the cars aren't his. The relationship grew beyond leasing cars and flexing with them to washing their dirty money with his brand, which would, in turn, be of great benefit for him. He gets to keep some of the cash and drive the cars for a longer period. This relationship would have gone unnoticed if Boahene wasn't busted for corruption for stealing close to 50 million Ghana cedis, equivalent to $4.5 million. While knowing that his end is near, he ventured into the car rental business, Dreams Enterprise Limited, a firm that has over 90% of its cars stolen from abroad. Knowing that he could be exposed in the future for car theft dealings, he tried to wash the brand with some legitimate cars, and since he can't do so in his name because he is a public servant and asset declaration, the law could expose him. The best candidate to help them unleash their plan was Shatta Wale, their customer who rents cars from them at a subsidized amount. Boahene, through his behind-the-scenes associate and very corrupt old man Leslie Queno of Fantasy Dome, settled on Shatta Wale, and then boom, started purchasing some expensive cars, which include his set Rolls-Royce. A move Stonebwoy was very much aware of, and the reason why he attacked Shatta Wale during that radio interview. One thing you should bear in mind is that Shatta Wale cannot register any of these cars under his name, mostly the Rolls-Royce, because Boahene's legal team would have serious issues with him over breach of contract. The East Legon mansion he claimed to have purchased is also another side of the money laundering and asset concealment he is running for Boahene. Common sense would tell any well-meaning human being that if Shatta Wale decides to throw Boahene under the bus as the one who gave him the yellow Lamborghini car to wash it off the face of the feds for him, Boahene would also counter back by collecting all his assets, including the mansion, the Rolls-Royce, and other cash from him.
This is why I'm telling you that on the street, we don't snitch. The issue is serious because you might think, okay, this is just a Ghana man versus a Ghana man. No, this is not just a Boahene issue only. Where the cars were shipped from to the custody or to the premises of a Boahene before Shatta got involved is where the fraud has to come in from. And Boahene already is in a serious position now, which I think this is not just an ordinary issue. But one thing that most of the Ghanaians, I think the SM fans are mostly ignorant about now is that they think this issue is between Ghana government and Shatta Wale, which is no. It is no. This is not Ghana government versus Shatta Wale. This is Shatta Wale versus FBI. When we talk about FBI, bro, it is not a joke. It is not a joke, and it is not a Ghana man versus Ghana man fight. No, this investigation is coming from order from above. This is from USA, and we need to take things serious. if as at now, people around Shatta Wale would be able to advise him to come down, to cooperate with the Iroko boss or to the Iroko people so that he gives him the details on how he was able to purchase the car, I think things will go in a shorter way. But here lies the case, the boy or the man is from the streets and he's not going to snitch and he's not going to say anything that will bring no. By the end of the day, if Edu Boahene go to prison or Edu Boahene is not being released and the assets that has been given to you and all that in terms of the car and the mansion, did you hear that there's a mansion? And I don't think, or I just pray that the mansion issue shouldn't come in place now. If the mansion issue is also to be added to this, serious, bro, it is going to be very, very serious. So my little advice or whatever I have to say is that Shatta Wale and their team should calm down. Should just exercise some kind of, like should find ways or should seek a professional advice. Who is the lawyer of Shatta Wale? Who is the lawyer of Shatta Wale? That is where the question comes from. We want to know the lawyer of Shatta Wale. Because as a lawyer, you calm your person down. You calm whoever that you are leading for the trial down. But if you are not going to calm him down and you allow him to do whatever he wants to do, the case is going to be very difficult for you people. As at now, where the case has gotten to, it is very dangerous for Shatta Wale. And he needs to sit down. He needs to sit down with people who loves him, who really want to advise him, who really want to give him a good advice. Because the issue now, it is not Ghana government versus Shatta Wale. That is a no. It is a no. This is Wahala of the day. So this is Fanny Man on this episode, Wahala of the day. Please like, share, and subscribe. When you subscribe to this channel, we are going to give you back to back secret stories, whatever that you think we need to deduce for you, we are going to do that for you. So I urge you all to subscribe, share, and also put us on post notification. It's a bye for now.